Hello viewers and welcome to another edition of the program Talk to the Camera with me, Isatu Sesay. Today the camera this year be concerning a 2 days Gola Transboundary technical subcommittee meeting with the National Protected Area Authority in collaboration with Conservation Society of Salone.
Good morning once again. Thank you so very much, Mr. Bangura. Let me start by, first of all, appreciating your being here this morning. Whatever we do here today has to hinge on what started some years ago, some 14 years ago. It didn't start there, but that was really the climax. When the highest authorities of Sierra Leone and Liberia came together to see the Gola rainforest as not only a national park or a conservation area, but also a kind of peace park that will continue our history that we started some centuries ago. I am here basically to do the work of the executive director, who unavoidably is not here, and therefore Mr. Chairman and all dignitaries present. I am overwhelmed to welcome you to this meeting. The 2 days, I am sure, will have to be a very fruitful one, and I am sure in our deliberations we'll continue to think that we're not doing this for this generation alone, but generations that will have to come after all. I am also overwhelmed to welcome all of you, especially our brothers and sisters from Liberia, who made it across the boundary to be here today to deliberate on key issues that will continue to sustain our planet. Environmental issues are becoming very hot potatoes today. The reasons are very clear. We all seen what is happening. Very hot days, fire all over the world, and so many issues hinging on the environment as a result of our footprint on the environment. Therefore, whatever we do, we're not doing for only this generation, like I said. We'll be doing for this generation and generations yet unborn. So on behalf of the government of Sierra Leone, on behalf of the ministry, on behalf of my executive director, who is not here, like I said, I welcome you and I wish you a very fruitful deliberation as we deliberate on very key issues that came up in Liberia that we are not able to finally hammer home, hinging on the transboundary monitoring issues, hinging on land use planning. I am sure these 2 days will produce what we didn't finish in Liberia. And to the donors and partners who've been with us, there will be no better time to say thanks to you, because without you, it wouldn't be possible. The mega resources that our governments in Liberia and Sierra Leone have cannot push this beyond what we want. But your help and the help of your countries and donors all over the world have helped us reach here. Therefore, I welcome you, and like I said, I wish you a very fruitful deliberation. Thank you very much. I will hand over to the chairman again.
Hello, welcome to this interview. Your name and that you be.
Mera PC Alamin Kane, Paramount Chief, Koya Chiefdom, Kenema District.
Okay, and we see you the part of this Gola Transboundary technical committee meeting where the end today. I want to let you tell viewers, what do you think about this meeting?
Well, a very timely that we they discuss issues there about the environment, especially on a bilateral basis between two countries, because we share the same resources. Then we get same cultural and traditional values, and for able enhance peace and development and economic development generally, a very necessary for law to discuss the issues that we dear to the two countries.
Okay, as you know, Chief, and also viewers go want to know if like the forest them, you think say the people we surround some of them forests, then they within different villages them get benefits within they benefit from them forest there so.
Yeah, of course, because the fact that they're able for protect them forest, and one of the benefit now the forest itself and the ecosystem services then we they provide. If they're not there, we self go see on the local level. We they see how the rivers then they dry up, how water catchment areas then they disappear, where they actually impact on disease control and people and general health. So that in itself, the ecosystem services them are necessary. But over and above that, we get engagement with partners them, where they provide livelihoods them, scholarships, loan schemes, land rent payments, then where they make people at least the economy they cope with the income, personal income they cope. We they just ask that as we self they contribute, we don't make a lot of sacrifices for protect that forest for the whole world. Then we self go on for let people and we partners then continue for match we expectations, then we sacrifices them. So at least for let we self able for do things, then we're going to provide income for we, rather than just people coming to give us handouts about for we land and so on and so forth. Like enhance the cocoa trade, we're going to make people not be middlemen, let them be exporters, community people let we able for trade in non-timber forest products. So we go make people actually accumulate money, because it's not just about livelihoods or about people surviving. It is about people trying to find alternative economic sources then we then go generate income, and that income may go make conservation a lot more attractive.
Okay, so waiting at the message where they add to all way to you, don't say so.
Well, I just at the plea to government that let them continue the commitments we then get for conservation, because the world is in at a crossroad, as far as climate change concerned. And we all need for put hands on deck for ensure say we able for stem some of the impact, because the climate change is kind of a step ahead of us always. The disasters that way they happen a mind-blowing, and we need for actually act for match and the speed at which it is going. So the government commits itself as always, partners then ready for work together with community people so that we all the technical knowledge expertise we then get with also we own indigenous knowledge at the community level, we put all together so that we go able to avert the worst for the planet.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
My name is Mana Baba Toure. I work for the National Protected Area Authority as the terrestrial ecosystem manager.
Okay, and then I go want to follow you tell viewers, as you also the part of the 2 days Gola Transboundary technical subcommittee meeting. I go want to follow you tell viewers how does meeting here so don't go on right now.
The meeting fine because this meeting actually been done start from Monrovia and Liberia about almost a year ago. We'll be agree on certain things there at that time, but we'll not be able to flesh out most of what's in there will be what achieved at that time. So there was a need for Lohola on this side, because it hinge on really the Gola Rainforest National Park. This is a park we come out Salone and cross go inside Liberia. In fact, Liberia get a bigger side of the park pass we. But we jointly want for manage them because na a transboundary we call them in conservation transboundary protected area. So if we jointly want for manage them, we go for make sure say certain thing and they will all agree on. We jointly okay able agree for say a common na Salone okay able happen na Liberia they okay able manage them together.
As you say, na meeting will not be don't start, but some things and they will not be able for done for talk on them. So I don't get the other meeting again. We wanna start yesterday, and our viewers go want for know if we're not able for discuss on some of the issues, then they will not be left out.
Oh yes, like I say, this park na a peace park. It started about 14 years ago, where the president at that time, Dr. Ernest Bai Koroma, and the president we been in Liberia at that time, Helen Johnson Sirleaf, them being come together for let them declare this park as a peace park. A peace park because war been don't happen at Salone and Liberia. The warring factions them all been used this forest as some kind of refuge for hide civilian they hide there during their wars them. So after the war, then things say, oh, not only for conserve the animals and plants them where they dey, but also we can be an icon for peace between the two countries them. So and so then declare as a peace park. But this peace park not only stop the conservationists and take them further now. For us waiting that we can able do together for us jointly able manage this forest. So issues them in there with regards the laws them. If you jointly want for manage a parkway cut across boundaries, we not get forget certain laws them we govern that particular area there, we go be common. If then commonalities they not come out, it not go easy for manage them. That not be one. Two, get cultures them vary. As you cut across the boundaries, them cultures them vary. So if cultures them vary, you have also make sure say waiting common in them cultures that will not go able to bring together. So part of the discussion we would all reach now. At that time, na Liberia will not be able to get money because we be need people them lawyers them we go able to sit down for look at the laws in Liberia and laws in Sierra Leone for able to see waiting common for law able manage this place, but we not be get money. Now in this meeting, we don't get the money day. So we don't agree now for law really hire the consultants them. So the terms of reference and everything we could put them out together for law hire then lawyers them, then consultants them. For able look at then laws and then two laws then see waiting common and waiting at the regulations that we okay able put together for law able manage this park. So that now one. Two, the other points them we get for do culture, we get for do land use planning, land use mapping, and waiting will be the people then livelihood, the communities and all of that. Then they all now would they agree on now so that to go able to take concrete action and not to talk anymore.
So, and as you talk about the laws, and you also make mention of the important way this forest here so don't be our people and lives them, especially during the war, where you say most of the time during the war people be don't they go now this forest for go seek refuge, and some people in the way be say up to now then they look at the forest say now this particular forest we can able for harvest with cocoa and other thing, and also some man say now where we go now this forest we they go for go hunt. So waiting on be don't put in place as on they protect the forest then they.
So two things. First of all, then there's the way they say we they manage forest. The forest in no more the people than they suffer. Then there's they don't pass. If you understand, say the whole of West Africa, first of all. Now we are the only side Sierra Leone where we don't get a program where then they pay for forest. Why is the forest in up? You know, we then call it the Red Plus project. So the Red Plus project in Gola, what do they do now? Then they do a carbon sale. The amount of trees they're waiting up, put all the leaf them waiting up, you know, then they check, quantify the carbon where that one day they able capture. And people then they produce then carbon them now other side them where they not get forest for capture them. So then they able pay for them. So then they buy the carbon. So this is to say, may they produce the carbon where they disturb the world. So but they able support forest them where they able capture them for me for clean that carbon day. So I get some integrity for like able talk say yes, I they do the business but not to dirty business. So people then the way they buy that one day. So why is then they put that money there into that forest? the community people and they benefit from them. But also in addition to that, the livelihood thing we have been tell you about all get for do with this, because they look at the cacao plantation, how then they able promote that one day, other livelihood things that we then be they do, how for able support them, all that discussion how we been they do, although some of them they already take off now, most of them communities them, but now how for concretely able get them, so on paper they will be able continue with them.
Okay. So waiting at the message where they add to all way to you, don't say so.
I think say we all need for understand, say like I say, forest now na business. We not for the watch forest like say na them first time them way they say forest in people then they suffer. Above all, if we all know waiting the benefit where forest they give to we the human being, we all for appreciate say any side we dey if we encourage for let forest in up for low able preserve forest them, because apart from the biological diversity what we call them, that na big word, the animal, the plants them way they inside there and so on, we get a lot of benefits. The way they clean the world, the way they clean the air for we, and the kind of way the temperatures then they go up now, if we're not able to preserve them forest, then we the human being then are get for responsible for we say so wipe one off the face of the planet. So for not wipe we off the face of the planet, now we say again for manage your environment. I think say everybody need to understand that this not for which with the effect now for we say because saloon still they within the first three most prone country then to climate change issues. And so we for understand that one day, because we not get the weapon, we not get the amount of money and the resources for law to fight back if the environment they say the fair way. So now that may for really take with time for law do whatever they do.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you so very much.
As you don't listen to people will be part of the 2 days Gola Transboundary technical committee meeting, waiting and talk about the importance of this meeting. As they say, this meeting really important because things them wouldn't be start for discuss and then don't can finish now. And then get for go into one word, outside then get for make sure say all them plans then start for work on them. Mina Isatu Sesay. Until we meet again to another edition of the program Talk to the Camera. I say, tata.